Alright, so we're at the halfway point of this list.
Woo! We're at the halfway point. Doing great so far. We? What's all this we stuff? I'm doing all the hard work. Break time's over. Here we go!
Okie dokie. So the next robot is a new machine. It's called Mad Catter from Team Bad Kitty.
From Pomona, California. Mad Catter!
Is it me, or does one of the big captain on the team kind of look like Bubba Ray Dudley a little?
He does!
Like a combination of Bubba and Big Boss Man.
I see more Big Boss Man behaving badly than Bubba Ray.
Yeah, so this machine... bless you. It's another axe bot, another hammer bot. And
More of a control bot.
It's got some kind of lifter wedgie device on the front.
It's more a complete control than a blacksmith.
And little fun fact, I believe this is the robot where the hammer is speed controlled.
Don't know.
So Steve the American Killjoy said that this robot had was a speed control design so that the axe can go really fast. Or it can go really slow, so you can grapple on.
Wow. Well, if it works, then this is going to be a contender for Best Engineered.
I definitely like the look of the bot. It's got that good old red, white, and blue paint scheme.
I love the symmetrical paint job it has. Though I'm disappointed that the team isn't more coordinated. You got 5 members in blue, 1 in red.
I gotta say that you got a lot of different guys on here. Pretty cool.
We've got diversity! Also, one of their team members is named Thomas.
Thomas. Really?
There it is.
At least it's not Tank.
Thomas was everywhere.
Yeah, so we'll see how this goes. Like, again, you can never tell with these hammer bots. And this looks like an interesting design. The crusher, hammer, lifter, grabby thingy.
Shame the side armor isn't interchangeable, because I'd love to see it blend in with the red and blue squares.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah,
you can't see me, at least not in this part of the arena.
Yeah. And now we've come to a machine that I am so looking forward to seeing in action.
This is gonna be glorious.
It's Mammoth.
From Baltimore, Maryland. Mammoth!
This has to be like the biggest robot I've ever seen.
It is the biggest robot. It says Mammoth is the largest heavyweight robot ever built.
Because
it's scaffolding on wheels.
I saw this thing on display at Motorama. It has to be at least over 6 feet tall.
It is. It's incredible, and it's dumb. Its weapon won't do any damage. Its likely won't win any
won't do any damage. You kidding me?
I love it.
I've seen there's a featherweight version called Stiletto, I think. And basically, it's kind of like a spinner flipper device. Where it can hit the opponent and then flip it right over using the power of the spinning weapon thingy. It's awesome.
Also, it has flamethrowers.
Oh my god, yes. And
there's clips amazing.
There's clips of it spinning.
I can't wait. This thing it's not gonna do anything in the BattleBots, but that's okay.
I'm telling you right now, this thing is definitely gonna be doing something.
Can you imagine Mammoth versus Derp 6?
I think Mammoth versus Huge is a scheduled match.
Oh,
that's gonna be fun.
Oh, I am so
that is gonna be a Haas battle.
Oh,
quite literally.
Oh man.
Yeah, this is awesome. The team is fun, and if Stiletto can do all right in combat, I can't wait to see what this can do. It's gonna be a big, enormous, huge mammoth. What's another word for big?
Gigantic.
Big,
gargantuan.
Big McLarge huge. Yeah, I cannot wait to see this thing in action. It's gonna be hilarious. It's gonna be hilarious, and I'm gonna say right now, this is probably gonna be my pick for most original entry.
I would say mine too. It's
because it's basic. It's not quite a. It's basically like a spinning flipper. Basically.
I just now see why they call it Mammoth, and it isn't for its size.
It's a giant woolly mammoth.
Yeah, even though it's about as spindly as a grasshopper or a camel cricket. Ugh, camel crickets.
I will say, the advantage of not having armor means there really isn't much surface area you can hit on it. Because I don't see hammers or anything getting through it.
Yeah, but, like, for the big vert, if it fights huge...
Yeah.
Oof.
We're, how many bots have we been? Like, well over 40. I think,
I don't know.
Well, we are up to Team 42. No, their team is literally called Team 42.
How funny. Let's go down the site again.
Let's go down the list and count these behemoths again. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38. Dang it, so close.
Oh, so close.
And my water bottle went flying in sadness. So, the robot is called Marvin.
Named after That's why they're called Team 42. It's a Hitchhiker reference.
Ah, well.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
I haven't seen that movie, unfortunately, so... Yeah, Marvin. Where are they from?
From Hillsborough, California. Marvin!
And basically, it's kind of like what you would do if you combined Hypnodisc with Warhead. It's like a flat Warhead disc.
You know what it looks like? What? Tip Top from Series 5.
Yeah, except I'm sure it has actual power in the drive this time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like, the days of Hypnodisc have passed.
Yeah, it does. It looks like a Hypnodisc clone. I want to root for Hannah and Kathy Rucker. They're great girls, and I love... It's always nice to have female Roboteers.
Another bot from the Duck team.
But I just don't see this thing really making much of an impact. I mean, I could be wrong, but the disc, it's an HD PE disc.
Oh, wow, it is.
Combined with metal screws. I mean, that's... Disc ain't gonna... I mean, I get why.
Is it me or are the teeth hinged?
They are hinged.
Why would you hinge the teeth?
I don't know. I think it's because the disc is made of plastic that they want... that it wouldn't make sense, because the reason why is so that they can absorb more shock. Because if they were just screwed on straight, they would just come flying off.
Yeah.
The hinges allow them to absorb a lot more shock from impacts.
It might work as a plastic ant design. As a full-scale heavyweight, I'm not so sure.
Mm-hmm.
These days, it's mostly just like big bar spinners now, and the Hypnodisc design's kind of passed. But who knows? They might do well. I look forward to seeing bots do well. Speaking of a robot that is definitely going to do well, Minotaur.
From Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Minotaur!
Runners-up from last year, and this was my pick to win, and if it wasn't for Bite Force, dang it.
The changes seem to be a little minimal. The sides seem a little chunkier this time around. Hopefully they get the weapon reliability under control, because that's what did them in against Bite Force.
Yeah, they got new teeth on it. Hopefully it can take much bigger hits.
There's not really much we can say about this. It's a guaranteed lock for the top 16 this year.
Yeah, we've already discussed Minotaur many times before. It's just... it's a championship-winning robot.
And we look forward to the many faces of Danny Freitas.
Yes. It's going to be hilarious.
Oh, Danny.
Hey, look, I'm doing my Danny face now.
They can't see you.
Dang it. Next time we'll do a video, figure 4 video, but with cameras everywhere. No?
We wish.
Yeah, you know, with all your anime posters, it would probably get taken down.
No.
Yeah, Minotaur, it's gonna be tricky. Between this and Bronco, I want one of these bots to win the giant nut. And these guys definitely deserve it. And I always love a good drum spinner. And plus I have the little Minotaur hex bug at home. It's really cool. And now, you better get back inside your house, because here comes a monsoon!
From Turvey in the United Kingdom, Monsoon!
Oh my god. Favorite tool? You know what its favorite tool is? Tim Rackers. Unfortunately, no Tim, because he has his own robot this year. But yeah, Tommy and Sarah, but he does have a tool of his own, and that's
Suv.
Yeah.
Please come on the podcast, Al. We'd like to have you back.
Yes.
I mean, Suv. Sorry I called you Al.
Al is dead. But he's got a little weapon of his own this year, and it's Rory Mangles.
Monsoon, it's a prove-it robot, but in a different way, because
I think they've proved it so far. They made the top 8 last year.
And they had a pretty rough schedule. They fought some good robots. They fought Petunia. They fought Red Devil. The only robot that gave them trouble was Son of Watchi, which they got the John Reed good hit of the night for the wrong reason.
Yeah, and they beat Sawblaze, which is not an easy bot to fight.
But it's going to be a tougher test for Monsoon this year.
Definitely.
Please, Tommy, for the love of God, do not be a victim of the sophomore slump.
I hope it does well. It's a great bot. They won Best Team last year.
They won the Founders Award.
So, hey, maybe I hope they make the top 16.
Yeah. The blade looks a lot smaller but more deadly, and it's a lot more controllable. And hey, you got the plus of having Rory Mangles on your team.
Yeah. Plus, the armor looks a bit thicker now, I think.
I think so too.
Yeah, because they took some massive hits from the bots, and I think they might have upped it a little bit. Maybe threw some Hardox in there or something. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks it, but hey. Good luck, Tommy!
Hashtag pray for Tommy. Nah, we don't need the hashtag.
We don't need the hashtag. He's won matches. He's gonna win some matches.
Mm-hmm.
Well, which of course leads us to the other UK team.
Oh boy!
The biggest meme bot to ever come out of the UK, Nelly the Ellie bot.
From Derby in the United Kingdom, Nelly the Ellie bot.
Oh, Sarah, you are crazy.
We love you so much.
What have you created? It's.
I don't expect this thing to win anything, but what it will lack in wins, it will more than make up for in entertainment value.
Yes, it's
left. In the words of Dudley Moore from Arthur, isn't fun not the best thing to have?
Yes. I mean, look at it. Look at the face. Why would you want to put that into a combat zone?
Exactly. Don't hate on the googly eyes either.
Yeah. And
just this cute little innocent cinnamon bun of a robot.
And it's got like this weird meat tenderizer. It kind of reminds me of Thor's hammer from the Arenas of Destruction.
It does. You know what? It looks like Thor's hammer. Like it kind of does. Like the shape, the little horn sticking out, the ears with like the horn sticking out from the side.
Oh my god, it does.
And plus we got an all-star team of Robot Wars memes as well.
Oh god.
We've got Gus. We've got Charlie.
Oh, dear lord.
We got Shane and Niels Vanderberg.
Or as I like to call him, Dutch Mr. Psycho.
He does! He does look like Dutch Mr. Psycho.
Yeah. I think the one thing's for sure, if there's one award these guys are going to win, it's the Founders Award. These guys are going to be a blast.
And, you know, they're the embodiment of my favorite Robot Wars quote ever from Kim Davies. We're here to entertain, and that's what we're hoping to do.
Yes. And I hope Sarah gives the millions watching plenty of fun memes that everyone can share.
Let's hope she gives them plenty of bonks.
Bonk.
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 Bonk. Oh, bonk.
Hey, Puppet Pal Brandon!
What, Puppet Pal Nate?
Hey, do you want to know what my favorite kind of horse is?
What is your favorite kind of horse?
A bucking bonko.
Oh, I'm seeing stars right now. Oh, there's the screen. There we go. Oh, yes, I definitely look forward to seeing Nelly in action. Oh, and speaking of, we've come up to robot number 69. It is none other than Nightmare.
From Bradenton, Florida. Nightmare. It's Nightmare. Moving on.
Yeah.
It's probably just gonna make like a one-off appearance in like a Legends fight or something. How funny would it be if it actually fights La Machine? Like Greg Munson brings out an all-new La Machine.
It'd be like Goldberg versus Undertaker.
Don't go there.
Which they're actually having.
Don't remind me. Fuck the WWE.
Yeah, like Nightmare, it's cool. It's fun. It always delivers big hits. But again, it's 2019, and the Shremex still doesn't work, and bots have definitely evolved since then. But you know what?
It's probably just gonna be like there for like a nostalgia fight or something.
Yeah, a nice little Legends battle. And I did have the honor of meeting Nightmare up close and personal at Battle Beach. I even put a Team Toad sticker on them.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it looks like they got rid of it. So, yeah. Move on to the next robot, P1.
From Clemson, South Carolina, P1. Apparently, this is by the same team that gave us Parallax.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, like they're some of the UK members are on the team. It looks like a Formula 1 car. This is GBH3.
Yeah, that's immediately what I thought when I saw this thing.
It's beautiful. I love it, and it's a front-hinged flipper. There's only ever been one other front-hinged flipper in BattleBots.
And who was that?
I don't know the name of it. I'm pretty sure we'll throw up a picture of the robot and then give you its name, but oh, this thing looks so gorgeous.
Yeah.
This is another dark horse alongside Kraken that I think could make the top 16.
Maybe. It all depends on how effective the front flipper is going to be. Front flippers like Firestorm and Cassius definitely showed how to make it work. I'm not entirely sure.
Envy on the live circuit.
Envy. I'm not sure how effective it will be in BattleBots, especially...
Well, we'll see, because with rear-hinged flippers, they're basically meant to toss and turn your opponent around. Front-hinged flippers are more or less meant to strand your opponent. They're a lot more tactical.
Yeah, so... I don't know.
I just love the design of this thing. This is also a nominee for our Best Design Award.
Sure.
If it actually works and does what it's advertised to do, then I say, yeah, this is easily our pick for Best Design Award. Plus, sadly though, as Steve the American Killjoy points out, it doesn't have any Go Faster stripes.
Dang it.
Oh, it has one,
and
it's got the Clemson logo on it,
they
too.
got logos and sponsors and all kinds of chaos on there, so...
Don't know why it's called P1, though.
I think it's a reference to a race?
I think so.
Alright. Speaking of P, that leads us to the next Petunia.
From Annapolona in the Netherlands, Petunia.
It looks like they got Finn Balor's paint artist to do the paint work for this bot.
Well, the team already has more charisma than Finn Balor, that's for sure.
Yeah. Petunia honestly really surprised me the last season.
Yeah.
I was worried the wedge was too steep. But
it was an effective spinner killer.
Yeah.
Well, the only real robot that did any damage to it was surprisingly Monsoon, where it set the whole thing on fire.
And for the record, hydraulic fluid is not flammable.
Well, I believe it was JMO who said that it was flammable, not us. Well, but I do know that it's a bitch to clean up.
Yeah. Remember when Nuts 2 took out Androne 4000s?
Oh.
And there was like there's a shot from one of the Nuts minibot cams where there's fluid all over the place.
Yeesh.
Yikes. Yeah, but
Androne got a little excited.
Yeah, like Petunia, it's got to be interesting to see how it does. Like, Crusher-wise, I think the biggest problem is that the Crusher has a tendency to break itself. Especially when you're going through, like, solid materials.
The Crusher... The robot doesn't really need to prove anything, the Crusher does.
Yeah, just need a little bit more oomph into that beak.
But I'm happy to see Misha back. I'm happy to see some representation from the Netherlands.
Is it me or is the guy on the right look like Andrade Cien Almas?
I don't see it.
More wrestling references. Yeah.
He's nowhere near in shape as Andre Cien Almas.
Definitely happy to see Petunia back.
I love that new paint job, though. It looks beautiful.
It is a great paint job.
Especially on the claw. It looks like something out of Borderlands. But, well, that may be a good Crusher.
Oh, yes. Say hello to the King of Bots champion of Robo Challenge with their new robot, Quantum.
From Birmingham, in England, Quantum. Or, alternatively, OMG, it's Razor!
Yeah, if you haven't been following King of Bots, Spectre was the Series 1 King of Bots champion in China. And basically, it's the same kind of bot. Just this big crusher.
Goodness, it looks so gorgeous.
It's basically, it's like a combination of Tornado and Razor put together. In like
I don't see the Tornado part.
It's fast. It's got the wedge.
I see.
Yeah.
It's got the speed and pushability of Tornado.
Yeah.
Look at me, pushability. There goes my Jonathan Pierce. And the crushability of Razor.
Yeah. I will say this, like, as a spiritual success... It's to me, it's like a spiritual successor to Razor. The Crusher is actually effective, which for many Crushers is kind of a rarity these days. And I do love how the team named their bots after James Bond movies. Like the first one was named after Spectre, and this one was named after Quantum of Solace.
Why would you name it after the worst Bond movie, though? Or at least the worst of the Daniel Craig series. I mean, like, do they have a robot called Skyfall that's a flipper?
I'm sure that they got a Skyfall in the works somewhere.
I'll have to check their Builder's DB page.
This is a gorgeous machine. I definitely think they definitely deserve to win King of Bots. They just did such a good job with this spot. Probably go far. Maybe make the top 16 because
maybe even the top 8.
Maybe. Who
knows?
knows?
This thing. I really hope it does well. I want it to do well. Crushers really need to re-exert their dominance in robot combat, damn it!
Yes. Speaking of dominance, that leads us to the next robot. From the Absolute Unit, Tim Rackers, we got Ragnarok.
From the Isle of Sheppey in England, Ragnarok.
Movement! Yeah. It's basically Thor Ragnarok, get it? But it's kind of like a smaller version. It's got an axe. It's got the crazy gold paint job on it.
And it's got the deadliest Viking weapon of them all. Wedge.
Oh.
It's got a big-ass shield on the front so that we don't have to have another Vanquish situation.
Well, hopefully that doesn't happen again.
The question is, of course, can the axe do any damage? That's the problem.
Yeah, I'm not so sure, unfortunately.
I think it's going to be more of a push bot than an axe bot.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the axe will give us some good nicks, but it's more or less going to be pushing its opponents around the arena.
Yeah, God bless Tim. I just don't see the axe making all that big noise. The axe he's holding looks like it would be more effective.
We'll see. I love the Motorhead-inspired team emblem they got on the shirts, though.
Yeah, it's awesome. Well, we'll see what happens. Hey, more Tim is best for business.
Yeah, Tim... Oh, Tim, if I ever meet you in person, I'm buying you a beer.
Man, make sure it's a big old beer.
Have you seen that photo of Tim when he was at the Oktoberfest and he's holding like all those beer mugs in his hand?
If they have a beer fest too, I'm sure he'd be the main star.
Remind me never to trust you to hold my drinks, Tim.
Yeah. So, we'll see how it does. Hopefully it lasts long and Tim gets plenty of screen
its
time.
Durability is not a question. It's its effectiveness. That's what I worry about.
Yeah. So, we'll move on. We got a team from China. It is called Railgun Max.
From Shanghai, China. Railgun Max.
It's great.
It's a giant Weta kit.
Yes, this is Mega Mondo. It looks awesome, and they've even got a little mini wedge bot to go with it.
That weapon of all the egg beater spinners, this thing looks deadly.
Yeah,
it's gonna mess some stuff up.
Yeah, it's great to see. I'm happy now that teams are coming in from China, and China's become a big part of the robot combat
I'm thankful
scene.
that this isn't a rip-off bot. Like some of those Chinese knockoffs of other robots.
Oh my god, like knockoff Apollo.
Oh god, yeah, Soaring Shell.
Knockoff Major Damage.
Knockoff Tombstone.
Holy shit.
We're gonna get flagged as racist for this.
No, it ain't. We ain't racist. Everybody rips stuff off. How many Tomb clones do you think there are in this world?
Well, as the saying goes, as I learned from a panel, steal, don't copy.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like a solid bot. It does look a bit like the Copper bot. I forget the name, but
Copperhead.
Copperhead, but It looks nice though, and I like
I
how
love the colors on
the
this.
sides look like cheese.
Yeah, the sides look. Those are probably where they hide the screws.
Interesting. And you got all the sponsors there. I like the color.
Yeah, as I said,
yellow.
the red and marigold.
I'm sure at some point they're probably gonna have like a little drum off match between Copperhead and Railgun Max.
If they do like a War of the Weapons episode, man, the carnage.
Axes versus drums. Make it happen.
Book it, Greg.
Yeah, so now we move on to the WPI guys with their robot Ribot.
From Worcester, Massachusetts. Ribot.
Yeah,
My laughter says it all.
it looks like a robot being devoured by a frog.
Oh, this thing won't win anything, and I love it.
It might, you never know. It's got that squishy style blade on it. And as Mondo found out the hard way, those horizontals are horrifying.
It's got like a big... I am gonna be so sad when the frog parts get torn apart.
What is the frog even made out of?
It looks like it's made out of plaster or something.
Plaster or clay or
Yeah,
fiberglass or something?
it looks like it's made out of fiberglass, but... Oh, God. The amount of comedy robots we're getting in this series...
Hey.
You can never have too many of those in a series.
I'm all up for it.
I love how it also has... It's a modular robot, too. It's got a vertical and a horizontal spinner.
Oh, so just like squishy. So, yeah. So, yeah, I definitely look forward to seeing what David Jin can do with this thing, because he's proven himself with squishy. Like, that thing is the upcoming to be the next Silent Spring.
Well, that frog certainly does look very squishy.
Oh.
Oh.
Who's up for some frog baseball? So, we'll move on to the next robot, and it's the return of Rotator.
From Doral, Florida. Rotator.
Yeah, this is a robot, this
it
robot
looks like they didn't finish building it.
It looks...
it's not... It doesn't look as good without the side armor, and I'm expecting this thing to regress this year, especially with those exposed wheels. And I know exposed wheels aren't necessarily a bad thing, but those exposed wheels usually come at the back of the robot.
Yeah.
These are exposed wheels on the side, and that's where you're most vulnerable on your robot. I mean, the weapons definitely look a lot stronger this year, but this is going to be Rotator's prove it year.
I think they proved it last year, because they won most destructive. They made it all the way to the top 8.
Yeah, and they got mauled by Bite Force in one of the most violent matches of the series. Yikes.
Yeah. It's gonna be tricky. I'm just hoping those discs don't nick the wheels.
Yeah, I don't think they will nick the wheels from the look of things, but yeah, I'm not hopeful for Rotator this season.
I have hope. I think they'll do well.
All right, well, we'll see who's right.
It'll be a low going or a high going, and I hope it goes high. Which leads us to our next robot, good old Jameson Go, with Sawblaze.
From Cambridge, Massachusetts, Sawblaze. This is another favorite for not just the top 16, but the final 4.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. My only problems is that the wedges don't look as effective as they were last year, because you had slopes on the side, but these look more like frontal wedges.
Yeah, it's kind of tricky. Like, JMO always likes experimenting with new different type of wedge designs. Like, he started off with the dust pan, then he moved on to the big spiky, pointy wedge bits, and then at that point, I think what the middle wedge lid kept getting pushed upwards, so he couldn't get underneath anybody. So now he's got like a little thing to get underneath everybody.
The middle wedge is further in than the other two, and I like that.
Yeah.
But what I like the most, its assortment of weapons.
Yeah.
Oh my god. It's traded in like its traditional angle grinder saw for like a more big industrial diamond saw.
Yeah.
And it's got a big, beefy spinning disc.
He basically took like Silent Spring's disc and beefed it up to just this massive horrifying blade.
It looks like the head on the logo for the Sawblaze team.
Yeah, and it's awesome. And there's a video of it in the test box doing a gyro dance.
Oh yeah.
Holy shit.
Let's just hope it doesn't do that much gyro dancing in the big dance.
Well, I have faith in JMO. He's built some monstrous bots.
And he's a great driver, too. JMO versus Don Hudson. Oh my god.
Book it.
Book it, Dano.
Yes. Well, so, yeah, I definitely see Sawblaze making it to the top 16 again. Maybe top 4. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
So we'll move on, and making his big return, we have Captain Ed Robinson with Sharkoprion.
From Poway, California. Sharkoprion. It's a
You mean he's not from California and Nevada?
It's unfortunately a reserve this time around because...
Come on!
Yeah, well, no, there's a reason for it, and that's because Ed Robinson didn't expect to be... Because remember, this basically clashed with the recording for King of Bots.
Yeah.
Which is a shame because I love Sharkoprion, and if you listen to any of our past episodes, Ed Robinson is so much fun.
Yes.
He is so entertaining, and he'll put a smile on your face if you have him on as a guest, but Sharko, really, there's not much to say about Sharko. I mean, it's fully invertible this time. Great paint job. I mean, it's a great robot, and I'm sad that it's once again a reserve because Ed Robinson proved himself last time that this silly design could be effective.
Well, who knows? Maybe he'll actually get a spot. We'll get to see him on TV. Maybe on the Science Channel. Maybe on the Discovery Channel.
I hope so because Sharkoprion did so much better than it had any right to do so. I mean,
it's 2-1.
Its only loss came against Warhead, which hey, that's nothing to be mad over.
No. Yeah, I definitely hope we get to see Sharkoprion in at least some clips.
Yeah, as I said, we love Ed Robinson, great guy, and we hope to see it.
Yeah. So, we'll move on to another Axe bot, Shatter.
From Brooklyn, New York, Shatter!
I believe this was Blue?
And Mega Melvin.
And Mega Melvin from King of Bots.
And Apocalypse.
And Apocalypse. It's, I think it still has the omnidirectional wheels.
Yes, it does have Mechanum wheels, and that is going to be so much fun to watch, because we really haven't had many omnidirectional robots in BattleBots.
The reason why, because of that, those things are hard to control.
Yeah, well, we've had some with Mechanum wheels that had success. The big one being my favorite name for a robot of all time, Alcoholic Stepfather.
Yeah. Again, I'm not sure. I mean, like I've seen Blue in King of Bots, and it did well.
Mm-hmm.
I
think of all the Axe bots, this is my favorite to make the top 16. And can we talk about that bodywork? Oh, chrome. It's chromed out.
It's tasty.
Chromed out rims, man. Exhibit is smiling at this thing.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got the Axe's power, it's got the drive. Can it be controlled? We'll see, but...
I think he's proven he can control a beast like this.
It's beautiful. It's such a beautiful robot.
Yeah, I hope Adam Wrigley does good with this.
Mm-hmm. I want the hammers to do well this time around, to show that these things can still be viable robots.
He's got 3 different hammers, it looks like.
Yeah,
Bunny's holding something...
Yeah, like the little tiny pickaxe and more like a traditional hammer bot.
Traditional blunt. This is my axe. Yeah, it's a cool picture. Yeah, so I'm sure they'll do well. Unfortunately, what I don't think will do well is ShellShocked.
From Rolling Hills Estates, California, ShellShocked.
It's a tiny, full-bodied spinner that looks to be about the size of a middleweight.
It's likely got heavy armor, and apparently it has electromagnets in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, to help it stick to the floor. So that it doesn't bounce around. The question is, will it work in full time, though? That's the thing.
I think some tells me, like, the actual chassis will stay on, but the shell will go flying off.
We'll see. I mean, I don't think it'll pull a turbo. Oh, that has to be one of my favorite... That has to be one... No, I say that the turbo disrobing is perhaps the greatest disrobing of a body spinner ever. Yeah. The thing just goes...
It's up there.
Woohoo!
It's definitely up there. Yeah, well, I wish... you can see they're happy that they're at least on TV.
Of course, it's got... I really hope they brought different colored shells with them as well. I hope they have a red shell And I hope they got a blue shell, too.
What do you think they are, the Ninja Turtles?
No, I'm making Mario Kart references. This guy does not play Mario Kart.
I played it on my old Game Boy Advanced.
Yeah, you're current with the times, man.
Yeah, so, ShellShocked. Not much to say.
It's tiny. It might get a win, but I'm not confident about it, especially with that ground clearance.
It'll make for a nice hockey puck.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this next robot...
Oh, brother.
I don't get it. Sidewinder.
From Salt Lake City, Utah. Sidewinder.
Hey, guess what the team name is?
Oh, it's my favorite
Close
Extreme
enough.
Warriors robot. Close enough. I don't understand this. Like, are you expecting robots to drive over the wedge and then hit the spinner? I mean, Electric Ray has it right. Plus, when you look at all the momentum that spinner on the side is going to generate, your robot is going to be pulled to the to the right whenever you drive it. This thing's going to be a nightmare to control.
Yeah, and with the gyroscopic forces just constantly spinning around.
Uh-huh.
And the your opponent is not going to aim themselves right at the blade. They're
Exactly.
They're just going to go right to the side that doesn't have the blade in it.
Exactly. As I said, Electric Ray got it right. It can spin in place, and, you can't go to the left and you can't go to the right. Your only option is to drive right over it.
You know what would be pretty cool?
What?
An omnidirectional type bot.
Oh, a what?
Omnidirectional, you can go in any direction.
Oh, like a Mecanum?
Yeah, like Mecanum wheels. You can use the wedge and you can use the disc.
Oh man, that would be cool. It would be a nightmare to engineer though. Absolutely.
Yeah.
My props go out to the Coates family, but you're not winning anything with this.
Well, it's a good try though, I will say.
It is a robot.
There will be many. It is very meme worthy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we'll move on. We're almost done.
There's this Facebook page that is posting every animation frame of SpongeBob SquarePants.
Yeah.
And they just got up to Plankton, and it's the scene where SpongeBob's legs are sticking out from his sides when Plankton's controlling him.
Oh, God.
That's Sidewinder.
Ugh.
The name of a terrible roller coaster at Hershey Park. But what can you expect from a Vekoma boomerang? No one of you got that joke.
Nope. Yeah, we'll move on. We're almost done here. But we'll move on to Scorpios.
From Lafayette, California. Scorpios.
I think they definitely came into their own last season.
And they brought a whole bunch of discs with them.
That's good.
The question is, though, they gave themselves a tough act to follow. I mean, the wedgelets on the front, I'm questioning whether or not they can get under anything. Because if they were facing inward, I would say, yeah, they can.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think the idea is that they want to go side on into an opponent,
which doesn't sound like it's a very smart tactic. But Scorpios proved that it can be a durable machine. They would have made the top 16, but they just didn't have any spare weapons. But
yeah, plus that they were in pieces by the end of that Rotator match.
Oh my god! But Scorpios gave us some of the best fights of Season 3, and I think we'll see more best bouts, but...
I think we vote Ice Wave versus Scorpios as the best match?
Yeah, and I feel like, in hindsight, I would have given it to Whiplash versus Yeti, but... Yeah.
It was tough for everybody.
It's tough, because there were so many good fights that season, and I expect more greatness from Scorpios. I just don't expect it to repeat the success it had last season. It'll definitely have its weapon working. That's
sure. But hopefully it doesn't get stuck under the grinders again.
Yeah.
Holy moly. It looks good. I like the single tooth discs on it.
Oh yeah, that'll.
It's gonna cause some damage. I'm sure it will. Speaking of big destructive spinners, we've got the return of Son of Watchi.
From Dorchester, Wisconsin. Son of Watchi.
Is there anything we can really say about it?
Much like Nightmare, it's Son of Watchi. There's not much we can say. It was lucky to make the top 16 last time, but with Son of Watchi, it's feast or famine. It will either do really well and knock out its competition, or it will just bomb out like it always does, like the San Jose Sharks.
But they bombed, huh?
Well, not yet. They're still playing in the NHL playoffs, so there is hope.
Yeah, so don't count them out, and don't count out Son of Watchi.
I just don't see them getting the giant nut. I mean, they'll make it to the top 16, but that's as far as they'll go, because Son of Watchi always comes up short in the fights that matter.
Yeah, I think if they were in good shape against Lockjaw, they could have beaten them. But
yeah. Well, especially when Lockjaw has that big shield at the back.
Yeah, but hey, we'll see what happens. We love the Watchi bots, and who knows? Maybe they could go all the way. The whole last season was so unpredictable. Who knows what's going to happen this season? Speaking of unpredictable, say hello to the new SubZero.
From Malvern, Pennsylvania, SubZero. Rusty! Their last season.
Yeah, their last season, the robot was kind of...
No, as in, like, this is their last season.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I heard they actually sold the bot because they were done fighting.
Yeah.
That's a shame, because this new SubZero looks amazing.
Oh, as I said, it looks like it's on keto, man. Like, it lost all the excess armor, and it actually has a wedge at the front. It's gotten rid of its ground clearance problems. Oh, this thing looks so good.
Yep.
Definitely my pick for most improved entry.
Yes, I definitely think so. We just need to see it in action and see how well it does. I think it
didn't really get a chance to prove itself. Like, all it really did last season was flip Captain Shredderator. Flipped
Captain Shredderator, and it got some few flips on Red Devil, and that was it.
Yeah.
And somehow it main evented a show. Yeah. Well, I hope it does good. It helps that you have Alex Horn on there. He's the Wedge Master.
Wedge!
So, yeah, SubZero. Do it for Nurk, boys!
Mm-hmm.
And this next team needs to do it for the Brony Builders. We have Rainbow.
From St. Petersburg, Russia. Rainbow. Yes. It was originally called Pinkie Pie, but
yep,
it's
Brony Carbide.
You see that panel over the top?
Yeah.
That was likely to cover up all the
copyright
My Little Pony. Yeah. It's actually representing the gay community for Russia, because as you know, the Russian government, because it's highly Orthodox Christian, rather hostile to the gay community, but that's all the politics I'm going to put into this.
Yeah, no more politics, but
I just hope that they at least say that they're fighting for a good cause.
I'm sure they are, and I like the look of the bot. They definitely have the spirit. It's great to see some competition come out of Russia.
I just hope that it's reliable. That's all I'm hoping for.
You know what it looks like? Remember Blenda? One of the 4 Horsemen bots?
We'll get to that later.
It looks like a big Blenda.
Yeah. Well, it's Russian Carbide, as you say.
Yeah.
I'm gonna love the rainbow effect that it has when that blade starts spinning. Oh, it's so beautiful.
Yeah. Well, I hope.
I also love the Jackson Wallop paint job.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this one seems a bit more organized though. Just throw some drops on there. Have a big.
Well, it looks like the team painted it themselves as opposed to just using the overhead spinner to make spin art. You
remember spin art from the 90s?
Oh my god, I had a ton of those kits. Memories.
Well, I think they still sell them.
I think they do.
Yeah. Yeah, but we'll see. We'll see how well the Russian Brony bot boys and gals do. So, yeah, Rainbow. It's gonna be gonna have some dashing matches, I'm sure.
I can't wait for Farouk's intros on this one.
I'm sure he'll make a Brony reference at some point.
Oh, yeah.
So, the next robot is an interesting design. It's the new and improved Tantrum.
From Mountain View, California. Tantrum! Okay. It looks like an evolved Pokemon. Like, the Season 3 Tantrum was its primary form. This is its evolved form.
It's weird. It's a spinning disc, but it's on a track where it comes out like a punch.
You know what it reminds me of?
What?
Spawn of Scudder.
Kind of.
It reminds me of Spawn of Scudder because it's a similar weapon concept. You get your robot onto the wedge, and then you've got a launching weapon to shoot your opponent across the arena.
Yeah.
It's an original entry, and as I said, we're seeing a lot of originality or variations on existing weapons, and I love that for this season. This is perhaps the most diverse field of robots we have this season, in any season of BattleBots, to be frank.
Yeah, like the whole gimmick last year was that it was all vertical spinners. This also has a vertically mounted spinner, but it's kind of like...
Yeah,
it's on a
track.
It's like a punch. It's odd, but it's an interesting idea, because especially when you're driving a drum spinner, not only do you need to have enough power in your weapon to be able to hit something, you need to have a lot of drives. So like if you're charging at an opponent, you want to have enough force into the drive so that you can actually send them flying through the air.
Plus, Tantrum is also very durable, and they brought back the fists.
Yay!
Yay! Hopefully they don't end up lodged in the big power pole.
Yeah. I don't see any googly eyes, sadly, though.
No, that's the big shame. Like, I don't see any room for them other than, like, on the top, maybe on the front. But yeah, the googly eyes will sorely be missed.
Yeah, but I look forward to seeing what this thing can do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure it'll win matches, but I at least want to see the weapon in action.
Yeah. A great entry from the team with one of the best names in the field. Team Seems Reasonable.
Exactly. So, moving on. From the Team Toad factory, we have Fuzzy with Texas Tornado.
Texas Twister.
Texas Twister.
From Liberty Hill, Texas. Texas Twister. Although funnily enough...
It's the Spitfire!
Yeah, it's Spitfire came back for this season.
I think, is he the only drone?
I think it is.
That's a shame. Yeah, well, considering how ineffective the drones were, I think everybody's given up on it now.
Yeah, it was a good, not a bad idea in concept.
I do hope we get to see Hypershock versus Texas Twister at some point, so we can see the return of the rake. But Texas Twister, essentially, it's like an upside down Valkyrie. It's got this big.
I was gonna say
spinner.
It looks like an upside down PP3D.
Kinda. Well, it's the same design, just big wheels and the big undercutting blade.
Yeah.
Like Fuzzy's built some very interesting and unique machines,
albeit with not much success.
At least sometimes, yes.
Yeah, sometimes yes, sometimes no. If hypothermia actually worked, I would say he would have had success, but it's just Fuzzy. It's more or less a case of, hey, it's good to see you again, man.
Yeah, and hopefully there's going to be plenty of Team Toad stickers for everybody. So.
You get a Team Toad sticker. You get a Team Toad sticker. Everybody gets a Team Toad sticker.
Yeah, so representing Texas with this big disc. It's a cool-looking disc, I will say, though.
Yeah. It's got the Texas star in it. The big lone star on the flag.
I do wonder, I feel like this thing's just going to spin out of control, though.
Yeah, I think it's going to spend more time hitting the floor than actually hitting its opponents. Yeah. Especially if it gets flipped over.
I don't know.
Because it doesn't look like it's going to sit flush against the floor like PP3D.
Yeah. But, hey, Fuzzy is always full of surprises. Speaking of full of surprises, that leads us to our next team, the totally not 4 Horsemen.
Yeah, there's...
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 6 Horsemen.
Yeah, there's not much to say other than it's a case of, what have you done for us lately?
I don't know. They put on a good show when they were in Robot Wars.
It's just that I'm ready for something new from this team. Like, Ian, you've proven that this is a novel concept, but we want something different.
Well, he is giving us everything different. He's got wedges, he's got a saw, he's got some horizontal spinners. He's got Sky, that little anti-spinner device thingy that was from the Sabretooth match on Robot Wars.
It's just a case of what can they really do? I don't expect
because they don't allow full pressure pneumatic flippers, so we won't be seeing Orte. They do have googly eyes though. Look at all the googly eyes.
And they got pizza.
And pizza. Yeah, let's look at the name of the bots. We got Daisy, Pizza, Buttercup, Sky,
War, Famine.
War and Famine. So, we can't. Well, we do know that at least they're doing something. And hey, it gives everyone a little chance to drive their own bot.
Also, maybe we'll see John Frizzell win a battle with this team.
he's won some battles.
I know he has, but it's like a televised match.
Yeah. I'm sure he has a good chance. Which, of course, leads us to former BattleBots champion Ray Billings with Tombstone.
From Placerville, California, Tombstone. And I'm going to call this now, and this is a hot take, I feel that Ray's window, given this field, is starting to close. I mean, like, it's not going to go close shut. I still think Ray will make the top 16, maybe even top 8, but I feel that the field is starting to move against Tombstone. Like, there's plenty of robots that it can defeat, but I feel that there's also plenty of robots that can beat it. Scorpios comes to mind, Sawblaze.
Bombshell beat it.
Bombshell. Yeah. Hey, Bombshell may not have won many fights last year, but it at least gave us a chance to laugh.
Yeah, so Tombstone, Ray is actually bringing 2 different chassis of Tombstone for this event.
Oh, that crafty Ray.
Yes. So, looking at it, it looks much smaller.
Well, yeah, it's the 2 different chassis.
Yeah. It doesn't have the thing.
But I think like people now understand that the best way to beat Tombstone is just to confront it head on and hope for the best, because you know, once you get it onto its back or flip it over, that's when it's most vulnerable.
Yeah.
Like, don't go for the wheels, just hit it straight forward. Grind it down.
Well, I will say I am a huge fan of Tombstone.
Oh, me too. I
love Ray's
Tombstone.
Entertaining.
Oh,
I actually got Ray in one of my videos once.
Oh, yes, you did. I expect more of Ray's evil laughter.
Yeah. Oh, Ray is a gem.
He's the face of BattleBots, and we wouldn't have it any other way.
He's the face while also being the biggest heel. Yeah. So I'm sure. I hope Tombstone does well though, because when Tombstone when you see Tombstone in the arena, you know there's going to be mess. There's going to be destruction, and that's
Get out the bin bags.
Yeah. So that does it for Tombstone. This next team. What even is Uppercut?
From Cambridge, Massachusetts. Uppercut. And
no relation to Gene Burbank's One Fierce Uppercut, sadly.
And they're also wearing Bam Bam Bigelow themed boxing gear.
Boy, I hope this thing doesn't get counted out in a Falls Count Anywhere match.
Oh, I hope they don't fight Lawrence Taylor.
So basically, the weapon is a spinning arm that resembles a fist.
Oh, this robot is potentially X-rated, man. Oh, it's gonna fist its opponents real good.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
it's definitely a thing.
It looks. I'm now getting gross thoughts of someone using this in an adult film.
Well, I can only see the shunt posting memes now.
Oh, I don't think this thing's gonna do much.
No.
That weapon does not look very effective.
Doesn't look effective. I don't see it working well upside down.
It doesn't even have. It can't run upside down.
It could probably use the weapon. No, I don't know.
No, it won't. There's no hope for this thing.
It's there to do the job.
Man, it's sad. We're getting all the bad robots in the second half, and you know we don't. We just want to say we don't hate any robots. We're just having fun.
No, for every big robot event, you know there's going to be some jobbers.
And this, unfortunately, is the Barry Horowitz of the bunch.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see. I'm sure they'll have fun. And then,
yeah.
Who knows? Maybe it'll go out in a nice blaze of glory.
Oh, I hope so. That's the best way a robot can go out, really.
Trying to think of any Rocky references. Well, if it dies, it dies. So, moving on, we're now up to Valkyrie.
From Somerville, Massachusetts, Valkyrie.
Yep, this is the Mark-forged monster that is Valkyrie. With Leanne Cushing and Alex Crease. Great guys. And the robot, it's a very cool design.
Beautiful.
It's
gorgeous. It's a stealth bomber with 2 new discs this time around. And it seems like they solved the problem of that flimsy bar spinner they had last year that got broke.
Just make it a flywheel, or just make it a nice big thicker blade. Yeah, and I believe that they're going to be bringing 2 robots.
This is top 16 material here.
I hope it is. I want to see them do well.
Yeah, as I said, this is going to be a very tight field, and it's going to be really hard to. We won't know who's really going to be in until like halfway through the show.
Yeah, though I think that they might do 2-2, 3-1, something to that effect. But
yeah, as I said, it's make or break.
Yeah, and hopefully it breaks some stuff.
Oh, it would be great to break stuff.
This next robot, the name is astonishing. It's Wan Hu.
From Shanghai, China. Wan Hu!
Wan Hu!
I like the design of this thing.
It's cool.
I believe Wan Hu is like Chinese for stingray, considering
yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like a devil ray. It had a tail in its render, but I don't know if they had to remove it due to the weight. I'm sure somebody will fill us in.
Weight, or I guess they just didn't want it dragging around.
Yeah, I wouldn't want it either. It's not like Sharkoprian's tail, which can deflect attacks. It's just gonna get in the way of things.
I forget. Did this thing compete in King of Bots?
Either that,
I think I've seen this before.
Either that, or this is fighting robots, or Fight My Bots.
Because it definitely looks like something straight out of King
It's
of
got
Bots.
It's got a reality / pulsar drum spinner Drisk, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
The question, of course, like I had with Railgun Max, will it work or won't it? I'm hopeful that the Chinese can do something here.
Yeah, but again, more Chinese entrants.
I love that
power.
belt, by the way. Really nice, thick belt.
Extra thick!
Extra thick! And I love the color scheme too.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any information on them from King of Bots or anything. Maybe they were at some point, but I don't know.
Yeah, well, I'm sure somebody will enlighten us in the comments, like they always do.
Yeah. Wan Hu, and now we're up to Warhawk.
From Seattle, Washington. Warhawk, and they've put on their big boy pants this time around. No longer do they have the exposed weapon motor. They've now got 2 wheels. They got a nice thick wedge at the front. Oh, it's gonna be fun.
I think they kind of downed on the wedge, though, didn't they?
Yeah. I gotta say, of all the verts last year, Warhawk never gave us a boring battle.
No,
they
gave
were
us
always
some fun
fun.
matches.
As I said,
free shipping was a best
God,
match contender.
Yeah. Warhawk, so much fun. No mini-bot, though. No more stop.
No more magnet little mini-bot.
It has 2 wedges, actually. Now.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, more traditional...
And I only just recently realized that the symbols on the wedge are tools.
Oh, that is so cool. I love subtle little details like that.
Yeah.
I don't know how it will do in a field full of vertical spinners. Warhawk doesn't really stand out, but who knows? They've been around for 20 years. I think they can pull something off.
Yeah, sure. Rob Farrow, he's got experience. I think he can do well with this.
Mm-hmm. If anything, they'll probably get into the Despacito tournament.
This robot does scream Despacito, I think.
Yeah, especially with that theming.
You know, Despacito does sound like it could be a good name for a robot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
I can't wait for all the Tumblrites to come out and say that this robot is racist.
And, of course, we have the winner of Best Driver from last year. It is Matt Vasquez with Whiplash.
From Thousand Oaks, California. Whiplash.
And it looks like he raided Will Bale's paint station.
It's highlighter colors.
Yeah, it's all yellow.
I prefer it in the red.
Yeah,
I'm
like
not
too.
If it was more like a traditional golden yellow, I would like it more, but I'm not like the big neon yellow
I believe they are building a hex bug Whiplash, and it's gonna be red.
Yeah, it's, as I said, I like Whiplash in red more, but that's just me. Maybe it's because I'm a Devils fan and they wear red and black.
Yeah, and red is my favorite color, so.
Mine is blue.
Hey, all power to the Vasquez family. They did so well last year.
And
I thought they were going to make it to the final. By force.
Yeah, this year I feel will be more of the same for them.
Yeah.
If Matt Vasquez can keep his driving consistent, the 2 matches I want to see the most in terms of driving, Lockjaw versus Sawblaze and Lockjaw versus Whiplash.
Yeah.
A battle of, like a duel of the 2 generations.
That sounds like it'll be fun.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty much the same design as last year with a few modifications. And they don't really need to make... They didn't really make many changes, but with
just
this design...
paint.
Yeah,
really.
you don't really need many changes for Whiplash. It's a proven design.
It looks like they upgraded the armor a bit.
Yeah, but again, it's a case where you don't really need many improvements with Whiplash. As long as it stays consistent in its performance, that's all you need.
Yeah. And of course, we got one of the most colorful teams. It's Witch Doctor.
From Miami, Florida, Witch Doctor. And as much as I hate to say it, this is one of the prove-it teams. Like, Witch Doctor, it's just been diminishing returns. I mean, I understand that last season was also a bit of a rush build like Hypershock, but ever since its first season, it's just underperformed.
The big problem with the last year, the disc was too high off the ground, so they couldn't really hit anything with the disc.
This year, they returned back to the one-tooth spinner.
Even the Hexbug toy has the same issue. Like I was at the that science fair with my bots, and I ended up one of the kids ended up breaking the disc after it broke off the table. It sucks, but you know what? That disc wasn't doing anything.
As I said, like Andreas Suarez, like this is, as I said, the big prove it year for Witch Doctor. I really hate to classify robots as such, but it's a case where there are other teams that could do what Witch Doctor does and do it better, especially when you look at all the vertical spinners we have in the field this year.
Well, this is definitely a prove it year. Maybe they can make the top 16.
Maybe not. But it's, as I said, it's going to be very stiff competition.
I do love how they have the sign that says Shaman on it, but sadly no Shaman.
Yeah, it's almost a tragic losses war stop.
Well, Witch Doctor did turn heel on Shaman that one year, so yeah. Oh, and their favorite robot is also the ButterBot. Boy, everybody wants their butter. What is his reason for being?
You pass butter.
And last but not least, we have the Yeti!
From Warsaw, Alaska. Yeti!
So,
it looks a lot smaller.
I don't know about this.
It looks like it shrank in the wash. Actually, it has several configurations.
It does. I don't like how the drum looks so hidden.
That I didn't think of that, but here's the thing. You have to understand how Greg Gibson drives this robot. He's always going to box rush you, just straight forward. So you don't really need to hide the drum that much. You know, as long as you're on top of him or he's on top of you, then he will decimate you until you tap out. Well, of course, you can't tap out in this league.
No. It was funny, like, I just watched Mr. Psycho's latest BattleBots review, and apparently they did have tap-outs in Season 5. Yeah. Amazing.
It's definitely going to be an interesting year for Yeti. It's not a prove-it year, but it depends on whether or not people figure out how to deal with Greg Gibson.
There's just one way, I know a way. Don't be a dick.
Had to throw in that line.
Yeah. So this version of Yeti kind of looks convoluted to me. The bigger wheels are front wheels are bigger than the back ones.
That's how it was last year.
Yeah, I didn't notice. I guess so that they're able to get traction and such. The drum looks a little too hidden. I don't like how all the chains and everything are exposed like that, so...
The weapon motor, too.
Weapon motor is right there. It looks kind of messy. I don't know.
This is a robot like Rotator that could have a down year.
And this was the robot that was my pick to win Season 2. And it probably could have.
Also, he has the best interesting fact on the entire site.
What does it say?
This one time, like 8 months ago, I saw a guy on a plane that looked like Game of Thrones author George R.R. Martin. He was even wearing the same kind of hat and reading a book. It wasn't actually him, but it totally sort of looked like it for a second. I took a picture anyway. It came out blurry. Was it the voice that made you laugh?
I've never watched a single episode of Game of Thrones.
Me neither.
And hearing how much of a dumpster fire the latest episodes are... Yeah.
Well, considering that I'm an anime fan and we're used to anime adaptations of manga either straying from the source material, not following the source material, running out of the source material, or having to use filler episodes to wait for the source material to catch up, now you know how it feels!
Yeah, so that's Yeti, and I believe that's it.
That's it.
2 hours, homie.
Oh, 2 hours and 22 minutes we've been recording. Less so with editing, but you get the picture, man.
Indeed. But, yeah, that's all 69 bots.
69 dudes. Where's my beer?
Where's his beer? Oh, so this is going to be uploaded to Patreon and if you donate $5, you get to see an early release date. And the video will be released public on my YouTube page a week later. So, if you want to support me and Nate and pay $5 to watch, or just wait until it comes out a week later, it's balls in your court, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, hey, this looks like it's going to be a good season.
Oh, it will be. The question is, though, if the 2-hour runtime will be too much. Because 20 episodes of robot fights is too much, but...
Plus, I think it's going to be even longer, because they throw in a bonus battle for the Science Channel.
Oh. Maybe they'll even have... Apparently, like, they're going to have special episodes, but I don't know.
They'll probably have a UK versus the world again. And the Despacito tournament, too, so... Yeah, we'll find out. But for now, we must rest.
I'm
this
sweating,
is exhausting.
man.
Next episode we will be covering the Extreme Warriors Tag Team Terror and finish up Extreme Warriors from there. And then next month, BattleBots Season 4. Looking forward to it. So, hope you guys enjoyed this listen. Can't wait to hear us. Had to put up with our banter for all this time, but until next time, I'm the Hardcore Kid.
I'm Otaku Nate.
Peace out, and
let the wars begin!
Bonk!